Okay, if you're like me, you probably have 19 Christmas parties to go to, 17 of which this weekend. So you want to look your best. And the New Year's comes around. You want to kind of glam it up a little bit. So we brought in makeup extraordinaire, Miss Katie Cotton with Cotton Rouge. And we're talking about how to apply lashes.
So, I mean, some people do get the lash extensions and they look gorgeous, but there's a little bit more maintenance. They're a little costly and they're definitely not for a one-time event. So I'm going to show you how to put on just the strip lashes where you can put on for one night. A lot of people are scared to do it themselves. It's not hard, so I'm going to show you how to do it.
We should have done a before and after. I should have done mine and then.
Is that your victim?
This is my victim right here. This is Stacy.
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do first is you're going to get some lashes.
And y'all, she has her own.
I do. I have my own brand right here. But what you're going to do when you're doing lashes on yourself, here's a little trick. A lot of people, it's hard to make sure that you put them on the right eye.
Yes.
So I tell people to make sure to hold the lashes this way. Because that way the right eye goes.
On either eye?
No, because they're going to be tapered on the inside.
Yeah.
They're going to be a little shorter on the inside, a little longer on the outside. So you want to make sure that you get it on the right eye since they're made for a certain eye. So instead of looking at it like you would normally look at it, flip it around so that way you make sure.
Yes. Step one.
So, but I can look at it this way to make sure I'm putting them on the right ones on Stacy.
Because you're a pro.
Right,
now, the
right.
glue. Which glue do you use?
The glue. Okay, so I like the Duo brush on adhesive.
Right
so yep, this is it right here, but this is what the box will look like when you're buying it, just so that way you know. And I like the one that's in a green box because it's clear. Okay. And I think that the clear glue is a little bit better.
Because otherwise you'll get like that gray line if you kind of mess up like I have done in the past.
Now what you're going to do first is you're going to hold it up to your eye. And you're going to want to probably trim it a little bit on either side. I've already pre-trimmed these just to make sure that we didn't run out of time on camera. Right. But you're going to probably snip off the end by just a little bit because you don't want it to be too long for your eye.
Normal scissors, all you can.
Normal scissors,
nothing
fancy.
You don't want your lashes to hit your glasses.
No. So now we're going to take a little bit of glue. We're just going to run it along. Now this glue will appear slightly blue.
Yeah.
That's good. The more blue it gets, the clearer it gets, the better it's going to be because you want it to dry a little bit so it's tacky. You don't want it to be wet. You want it to be tacky.
How long would you wait before you apply it after you put the
30 seconds?
30 seconds at most. So then you're going to want to take either side, pinch it like this. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera, but you're going to roll it back and forth like this. And what that's going to do is it's going to break down the band a little bit, kind of like when you get a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, you got to break them in.
They're so uncomfortable, you got to break them in a little bit. So we're going to break down the band just a little bit, and then you're going to hold it right there at the center.
Okay.
And then just kind of lay it against the eye.
Do they come in sizes or?
They do. There are longer ones, shorter ones. A lot of times I think people want to buy too extreme.
Yeah.
They see them in the package and they look so pretty, and then they put them on and they're like, oh my gosh.
But
so don't be afraid.
Same width, though, right? They're same width.
Right. Most of them are about the same band line, and that's what you're going to want to trim because it will be
Look at the difference right here. Stacy, open your eyes. Look, just.
And it doesn't bother you? Does it? You feel it
the
all
first
the
like couple seconds. Oh, I stole your glue.
You stole the glue. I was like, where did the glue go?
I was playing with it. The first couple seconds, you're like, oh, this feels a little weird. You just feel like you have something in your eye.
But then you don't feel it there?
No, not at all.
Now, I do suggest that you put a little bit of an eyeliner on before you put on the lashes.
First,
doesn't have to be anything extreme. It can be a little bit of shadows, but something a little bit darker at the lash line because that's going to help make sure that you don't see the set of falsies against your natural set. You don't want to see any skin in between.
Now, how expensive are these things?
They can range anywhere from just a few dollars to up to like $30. Most of the time, if you're going to get a really good set of lashes, you can get them for $5 to $8, and they're going to be fine.
Now, do you put your eyeshadow on before
I put eyeshadow on first because you don't want any of the shadow fallout, they call it, the little dust particles from shadow, to land on top of the lashes. So I do all the eyeshadow first, just like that, and then you're going to want to put mascara on.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They look, but they just make her look so good. Not that you didn't look good before, girl. You obviously look good before, but it just gives you that just little extra pop.
And a little extra pop. And some people do put mascara on before they put on the lashes.
Yeah.
I prefer to put it on after.
Okay.
And I'm going to use, even when I do this on myself, I use my finger here and kind of push the lashes up against my finger. So even when you're doing it on yourself, you can like hold
so then it won't they won't come off. It
just kind of pushes your natural lashes up into the falsies.
Do they still make that little mechanism like a pair of scissors and it's squeezes
Where it
the
kind of
lashes
holds it.
and
They
pushes
do
them up. They still make
eyelash
that?
curler. They
Yeah.
do still make an
My
eyelash
mother had
curler. You can do that, especially if your lashes are really straight. Now, one thing, if you're having a hard time getting your lashes to kind of stick together, I do this really easily on myself.
Yeah.
It's a little harder to do on a client, but that's what this helps with when you're pushing it up for a client. When it's myself, I will literally take my fingers and just kind of pinch the lashes together, just to make sure that they're really firmly together.
Because you don't want to lose it. You don't want to be
You
talking to someone.
don't want to
and-
see one lash and then the other lash. Helping a friend or doing it on or how I do it on a client, using your finger kind of helps.
So, Katie,
But-
how long could you wear these? Like, I mean, could you,
You
do them for
should
like
take them-
3 times?
Oh, you
Three
can wear
wears,
the
4
lashes up
wears?
to, I tell people to use them till they lose them.
Oh, I like
Really?
that.
Just
Sleep
keep
in 'em
using
is
them,
no
peel them off,
problem. No,
put
do
them
not
back in the
sleep in 'em.
tray,
Don't sleep
but
in 'em.
don't sleep in them. You should take them off at the end of the day when you're washing your face, and then just lay them safely in the tray, and then peel them back off and use them again.
You rock
Thank
so
y'all.
much. Merry Christmas. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Now
you
we're going
too.
to look all glam for Christmas.
I enjoyed that.
I know, it's good.
You learn.
Katie's legit, I'm telling you.
Legit. Hey, did you know electrical distribution or lighting equipment are the main causes for home fires in the holiday season?
Yeah.
Well, coming up, Jamarcus is going to be hanging out with Chris Corley, and of course, Corley Plumbing, Air, and Electric. They got some tips for you to keep that home safe during the holiday season.